Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys. So yesterday in free picks, guys, we went 2-1. We had Alabama with a decisive win. Same thing with Carolina getting the 3-0 shutout in that game. And Cleveland, unfortunately, had Cleveland at +4, and they fell apart in really the late stages of the first half and then the entire second half. They had a stretch in the third quarter where they went just under 7 minutes without a point. Just under 7 minutes without a point, which sounds familiar. There was another team last night did the same thing. I'll talk about that in a second. All right, guys, so what we have for today, pretty light card today. No basketball. I shouldn't say no basketball. We have one NBA game, but I have 3 hockey games, one NBA. Here's what I've done. I have 1 pick for free picks, 3 picks in Masterclass, but in free picks, guys, I'm giving out my 2-unit play. I do have a 2-unit play today, so I'm going to give that out in free picks. Yesterday, overall, guys, we finished 4-4 on the day. I can definitely say a disappointing 4-4. Like, sometimes there's 4-4s. You guys are going to know what I'm talking about. Sometimes there's 4-4s, guys, where you're like, whew, that was close. Like, I'm happy to finish 4-4. And then there's the 4-4s where you're just like, oh my God, like today could have been a big day. Look, we were 4-2, 2 games left to go. Looking very, very much like a 6-2 day. And I will tell you how much. Both these games had over a 90% chance of winning late in the game. So the first one being, we had Raptors and Houston over. The Raptors, again, went, I think, close to 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter. Raptors ended up with only 13 points in the fourth quarter. To show how much we were trending over in the first, basically the Raptors only needed, the Raptors and Houston combined only needed 101 points in the second half. So we need 101 points. In a game like that, guys, obviously you have a much higher expectation of how many points are going to be put up. But look, they couldn't get it done. The real kick in the fellas was we had this one. We were like 97% chance to win. St. Louis and Vegas, guys, we had under 5.5, meaning 6 goals need to be scored to lose, and 1-1 game into the third period, and then Vegas started scoring and didn't stop scoring. They got 2 goals. They got 2 power play goals for 4 goals, and we lost by half a goal. So that was a heartbreaker. So again, guys, it is what it is. Look, 4-4. So what? On to the next day. But there's like I said, you guys know what I'm talking about here. There's the 4-4s where you're like, wow, we won our last. We were 1-3, and we won our last couple games and lost one or whatever, right? And it's like you feel like you survived. Yesterday was not one of those survival days. Yesterday was one of those, felt like we should have had a win. But on to today. All right, guys. So I have not 100% decided yet. I could possibly have a day off coming up in the next, few days. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay. All right. So first off, guys, it's the only game we have today. So not first off, our only play today, guys. So like I said, light card, 4 games in total today. And we have a 2-unit play. New Jersey Devils and Philadelphia, guys, facing off against one another. I'll tell you, I played against some really, really strong defensive teams in my day. And, I played on some strong defensive teams in my day too. My preference, because my style of hockey, although as a coach, my preference was definitely towards the defensive style of hockey, and we did very, very good with the defensive style of hockey. But as a player, my style personally worked better in wide open offensive games. And, that's ultimately what I like. But I can tell you guys, with a team like Philadelphia, with the makeup of a team like Philadelphia, they do not want to play games against teams like the Islanders, okay? They do not want to play against the Islanders, guys. That last, series they played against the Islanders, I can tell you guys, it's so tough to play against a team that with that kind of bend, don't break defense. And Philadelphia is going to be so happy to be able to play a game against the Devils where they can play wide open. They feel more comfortable, and I can relate to it. They feel more comfortable and feel like they can beat more teams in the back and forth track meets, the shot for shot kind of track meets, when they get embroiled down into these games. And it's not just the Islanders, other teams that play a similar style. If you go back and you look at those games, guys, that's where Philadelphia struggled. Okay, they struggled offensively. Sometimes they struggled defensively. I believe those games where they struggled defensively, at least the games that I've seen, it's because they start trying too hard. And, Philadelphia, I've said this before, Philadelphia is definitely guilty of overplaying on their defense. Okay, they're overplaying, they're overcommit offensively with their defense, and it's cost them goals. If you look at Philadelphia's shots against, I think they're like 12th in the league. So not bad. They don't give up a ton of shots, but they give up a lot of goals. And the reason being is because what? The shot quality is very good, okay? It's not so much like a team like Ottawa where they just can't keep the perimeter, can't keep teams from penetrating their key scoring areas. No, with Philadelphia, it's a lot of 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s because they're cheating defensively up into the play to try and generate that offense. But that is what they do, and that is successful in wide open games. When you try to do that against the Islanders, what are the Islanders going to do? 6-0, 5-1. 4-1, that kind of stuff. So, anyways, guys, the reality of the situation is when I look at this game, okay, and I look how Philadelphia matches up with the Devils and how the Devils match up with Philadelphia, guys, I do not expect this to be a stay-at-home defensive battle, okay? New Jersey has struggled at times to put the puck in the net. I know that, the public's out there licking their chops, and they've already bet the under down to, minus 120, minus 125 in this game, okay? I got 2 units on over 6 plus 100. Even money, guys, we're going over 6 goals plus 100, okay? There's little incentive, to be honest, for either of these teams to sit back and play a defensive game of hockey, guys. I think it's going to be wide open. The goaltending on both sides is suspect, okay? Both power plays have struggled. Both power plays on these teams, guys, have grossly underperformed. I mean grossly underperformed. Considering the talent that's on these teams, have way underperformed. But what better way to break out of your power play slumps than to play against some of the worst penalty kill defenses in the league, which both these teams have. So, back and forth game. What does back and forth game translate into? Translates into chances, translates into goals, translates into penalties, okay? That quick paced game translates into penalties, guys. And when you have penalties, you have power play opportunities. When you have power play opportunities, you get to go up against what? The worst, and I think one of the worst, well, 2 of the worst actually, penalty kills in the league. Okay, I don't have the actual numbers, but I think they're both in like the top, 15% of league in terms of worst penalty kill. Their power plays are not great, but I think they're going to get chances here, guys. There's a lot of reasons to like the over. So 2 units, New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia, over 6, plus 100, even money. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.